Es muy. Wow. Ahora Ramón.
And I guess I'm live. I don't know. My sound's all weird. Anyways, what's up? Like, I think there's like two of you here. Chill night. Cody should be here in a moment. He's running late. He had diarrhea or something. I don't know. Anyways, hopefully it sounds good. Otherwise, what's up, guys? Welcome to the show. As you can tell, this is not the arm that I fucked up because I'm moving it, but it is this arm that I'm not going to lift at all. Like, not once. Not ever. But anyways, let's see who we got here. We got Mowgli, kicking it from like forever. We got Mr. RB Mark II, what's up, man? We got, let's see, who else? That's it so far. And then Mrs. Jangles, what's up, man? Hope you're feeling better. Shannon, what's up, dude? Troll King of the World. David Moyle, what's up, dude? How you doing? And yeah, hay is better for cows, I guess. I don't know. Thanks for letting me know on the sound. You think I'd have this figured out? Well, it's been like a year now, over a year now. Anyways, what's up, guys? So, while Cody figures out how to clean the diarrhea out of his underwear and gets here, Glenn is working late today, so he's not going to join us. So it might just be me for a quick minute. It's unfortunate for you. Yeah, basically everyone's a rent, except for Anthony Romello. He's going to get one soon. By the way, if you guys haven't seen it, I want to shout out Anthony for making this right here, the graphic that we shared. It was on the I put it on the Amigos page, on the Amigos Instagram page. Shout out to Anthony Romello, dude. Fucking putting this shit together. And if I'm gonna say anything, if I'm gonna be any character from Napoleon Dynamite, it's definitely gonna be douchey Uncle Rico. I mean, you can't get much better than that. But yeah. So while we wait for Cody, and I'm just gonna keep it a short show tonight, like I said. Well, I didn't say it to anybody else. Last week, well, not last week, last Tuesday, so it was like 3 days ago, I was chilling. If you sit on your left hand and rub, it feels like someone else is doing it. Nah, man. Anyways, Tuesday night, I had some friends over, Taco Tuesday, you know. Got some food, was cooking some stuff up, you know, just hanging out, all that stuff. And, of course, I was drinking. And so I don't remember this, and I'm not proud to say it, but I kind of, like, got drunk enough to black out a little bit. Anyways, I was, I guess, chasing my roommate around the pool or something, and then, I don't remember, I just woke up, and then, like, I do remember one part. Anyways, I guess I was chasing him around the pool, or something, and then I ate shit, and so I fucked up my knee, my toe, and landed on my shoulder, and my knuckles, I fell hard enough, like, you won't be able to see it, but I scraped the edges of my knuckles off, too. It was like I got in a street fight with a cat or something, I don't know. But yeah, so this shoulder's all fucked up, I could barely go, like, to there, and yeah. And if you sit on the toilet feels long enough, feels like you got none, yeah. The toilet ones are the worst. You sit there scrolling memes for 4.5 hours after taking a poop. You should have wiped your ass because now it's all turning to stalagmites and kids are going to start taking tours through it like an elementary school field trip. Yeah. I mean, what? Anyways, so since Cody is taking forever, let's go ahead and get to the buffets. I want to hear what you guys are vaping on. Tonight I do have my Narada with pink lemonade salt nick from Anarchist, 25 milligrams. It's doing pretty good. I will say though that I do not like the pre-built coils in this thing because they last like 1 day, and I mean I hit it pretty good, but yeah. And the other thing I got my top side. Oh, another thing is my old gold one that dropped in the pool too, so like that's gone. And this goat did too, but I was able to clean it. Anyways, got my old top side back that had the battery panel that I fucked up, but I straightened it out with some, I actually switched it up this week, heads from Homeboy. So of course around, you know, same brand, same delicious juice, just different part of the line. If you can remember the party night, it didn't do it properly. Yeah, man, I don't know. I used to say that, but you know what? I'll just like go out there and say it. I'm 33 years old now, man. I'm getting old. I need to grow up. No. But yeah, no. But yeah. So that's why I'm vaping on. Anthony Miller said, those pics I shared look brutal. Yeah, I put it on my Instagram story with my toe and my knee and stuff. I didn't put anything from my arm. The thing about my arm is like, dude, it's all fucked up and bruised on the inside, but there's like nothing on the outside. But if I move it, it hurts like a motherfucker. And somehow I got like both sides of my knee. How do you fall and hit both sides of your knee? But yeah. So if anything, it's a PSA, amigos. Don't run around the pole. You know, it's not nice. It's not fun. So let's see who we got here. We got Jingles with the Aegis Boost Plus that you can't put down. Oh, nice. That's the one you got on here. I can't remember. I think didn't someone gift that forward to you? I can't remember who it was. I think it was Shane Beekman, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, Aegis Boost with some Heisenberg E-Liquid. That's what's up, man. And then Shannon with the Kennedy 28 Vindy and some Nan's Place Billet Zeta Sim Sala Bim. I always get those words wrong, and I know that it's like a big joke that if you say that in like Family Guy episodes, something opens. Anyways. Anthony Mello with the Zenith Falcon King. Some 485 Red Strawberry Hibiscus. That's a word that I don't understand because I've always heard the word hibiscus. What is a hibiscus? And I know I could Google it, but I'm using it for filler. So if anyone wants to tell me what hibiscus is, I don't know what the fuck it is. And then Mowgli Vapes with the Zeus X RTA and DIY that I'm totally not selling. Yeah, you don't sound suspicious at all. Don't turn my chat section into a Craigslist ad, Mowgli. I'm watching you, bro. I'm watching you. And then, don't pee in my pool and I won't swim in your toilet. What if I pee in my own pool? Then can I swim in your toilet? That's the question. So hibiscus flower. I know, okay, so I should, let me back that up. I know hibiscus is a flower, but like, does it, I get people can eat flowers, but do they really taste good? I mean, obviously it tastes good, you're vaping it. But, yeah, I don't know. I do like the smell of oleanders, but I know that's like a, I guess you call it like a trashy plant because they just grow in like the back of houses that usually have like 2 or 3 cars in the backyard, or in the front yard, excuse me, usually from my personal experience. But that's grown out up here in Vegas. Maybe they're really nice somewhere else. I don't know. And then so, does that mess up my screen on there? You know what? Let's have some fun with this. Yeah, you guys can see everything. Screw it. So we're gonna do this. Invite, copy invite link. Close. Oh man, it's so fucking professional, isn't it? You guys can see everything on the show. Anyways, fuck it. If anyone wants to join, there's the key. But yeah. Oleander was a band. Oleander, I know that there are these plants that grow out here, especially Vegas, around, they just grow anywhere because you don't really have to water them. And they just get real big, bushy, and they have like the pink and blue flower. Not blue. Some of them might have blue, I don't know. But I mostly know pink flowers and stuff on them. And then, yeah, they just grow everywhere. But usually it's in like the backyard where you can probably also buy like a microwave and a motorcycle rim. You know what I mean? Like at the same time. Not like, oh, I'm having a yard sale. I just mean like you offer the money because you see it sitting out in the yard and it's there. I don't know. But yeah. And then Mowgli says YouTube hasn't been starting automatically when the show actually starts. Have to refresh. Yeah, it's been doing that for me too. Like when I watch the like Green Room or Omis or anything like that, I have to refresh it, or else it'll start playing the sounds, and then it just plays a sound like you like an old school PlayStation game that never loaded. You know, you hear everything, but you don't get to see everything. And sometimes I've noticed too that like it just like stops. I don't know. YouTube, use a beezy. We're all saying it. Shannon says too far sober to get your face on the line. Nah, man, that's why you should get your face on the line, so we actually know you look like sober. Oh, and then I guess I'll talk about. I got my Clout Key. It's good for cartridges, of course, not ones that you buy off the street that have the, chance of being with vitamin E. This is from actual dispensary. And it's been making everything a lot easier because now I don't have to carry joints in my pocket. But yeah. And I'm sure you guys saw it. I was vaping on this thing. I complained about it, but it's got 50 milligrams salt, Nick. And the filter hasn't gone as bad as that Narada. So yeah. But anyways. So, what's up, guys? I did have a secret giveaway that I was going to plan. I'm only going to start advertising giveaways unless it's something really cool. Or if it's like on a Monday show for like, the flagship show with Adam and Steve. But I did go through the box of shit that I got, for giveaways and stuff. And I remember I got this stuff from Local Vape, so shout out to Eric at Local Vape providing this. So before the show ends, one of you 6 people that are actually here, like I said, I don't like the company, but I have a bunch of shit to give away. Maybe you'll find some use out of it. Another M tank right here. It's a red and black one. And yeah, comes with an extra coil and a glass and a bag that you could put your weed in. I don't know. So, I gotta give credit to people that do live shows by themselves, because otherwise I'm just gonna sit here and stare at you guys. I got nothing to talk about. Too busy stuffing my face. I hope you're eating something good. I got some food here. I'm gonna eat a chicken salad. Yeah. Ask myself questions. Actually, you guys ask me stupid questions. And no, I don't even mean like good ones. Just ask me the dumbest questions that you guys can think of. And I'll see if I can answer it. They're not bad tanks for a sub-ohm tank. Yeah, I know you got one of them, Django. I'm glad you can get some use out of it. Like, I won't lie, I know a lot of people, there was like a handful of people that got along with the rages and stuff that didn't like fucking fry out and shit on them. But for the most part, I did notice, like with Desire, a lot of this stuff goes bad, like with the Mad Dogs and stuff like that, because it's built out of cheaper material. I'm not going to get into it like I'm a reviewer, an unboxer, or anyone like that has experience with stuff, so I'm not going to get that deep into it. But I will show you guys what I'm going to give away next week on Monday's show, and it is actually a Mad Dog. But it was cool because I forgot I had this. And the M Tank is Desire Design. David Moyle, I am not currently working. I am actually unemployed. I got laid off when all the shit hit a long time ago, and because it hit everything hard out here, especially in Nevada, and then of course with the whole vape industry as it was alone. But doing all right. I've been currently doing some like side photos for like friends, models. Nothing too crazy though. What coils fit it? Mowgli. It should be the Smock Tank coils. I think the Baby Beast, I believe, should fit it. And I'm pretty confident they were. Can you go back to work for me? I don't know what you mean by that. You want to put me on the corner, dude? I don't think you can afford it. You think adult acne comes cheap? Oh, go back to work for you. Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe. Where do you work? I mean, not if it's like an egg salad sandwich factory. Like, egg salad sandwich. See, I can say it. Because, like, if you had worked at an egg salad sandwich factory, I don't know if I could do that. So, Geek Vape, Aero, Cerebus, Coil should work. Yes, Mowgli. I believe so. And, I was going to show you guys this. Sorry, I hit the cartridge a little too much. Anyways, I was going through the box, and I figured this would be a cool giveaway for Monday. I can't really figure out what this is. It says it's Anakin with, the Mad Dog RDA that I've given away on here before from Desire, all that shit, blah, blah, blah. But it came with this kit. And so it was a Desire Design Rebuild Drip Atomizer Lift Adapter Mad Dog. And so basically it looks like it's got that little thing at the bottom for you to like extend your wicks down into it or whatever. I know you guys, like, I'm on a vape show and stuff like that, so I should know this stuff. But anyways, it looks like the wicks go down into it, kind of like a RTA, I don't know. You guys figure it out. But that's what we'll give away on Monday. But the reason why I brought this up is because we were talking about Desire Design stuff. And so if you do win any of their stuff that we give away here, if you ever purchase it, I don't know why you'd buy it. But anyways, their decks right here are real fragile. And so it leans over and it kind of like, let me cover my face, see if this works. It hangs over. So these right here break real easy. When I was doing social media for Desire Design, we had a lot of people complaining about it. So, and let me fix this. Oh my God! What's up, man?
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Good. I just couldn't stand you being on here by yourself.
Yeah, man. I know it's cringy.
Figured you needed somebody to talk to. I was like, what the hell? Beard's a little wild tonight, but I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna jump on here with him.
No, it's all good. I'll talk to anybody. You see my other co-hosts. I picked them up off the street.
I kind of resemble that guy a little bit, so go on.
You got a little bit of Cody's beard, You guys got the same beard going.
This is my Corona beard, man. I haven't shaved since I've been home. Been off or been on lockdown and just didn't shave it after that.
Yeah.
My beard has never been this long. Like in my entire life, I'm like, fuck it, we're just gonna grow the Santa Claus beard and roll on.
Do you ever catch yourself with your beard hanging down on your chest and you're like thinking it's a bug or something?
Yeah,
Start
the
freaking
worst
out?
part's eating. Like getting used to having all this hair and then trying to eat and always having like beard hair wanting to go in because like my mustache is getting kind of long, so it just wants to keep going in my mouth. Like trying to eat pizza or anything else, it's just like constantly trying to pull it out, which fucking sucks.
Dude, all the
Like,
time.
chewing hair.
I wake up with it like this. And I look like a fucking schnauzer, you know? Like I'm going to arrest you for walking on the sidewalk.
I get out of the shower and I try, comb it down, but by the end of the day, it's just this fluffy fucking mess that, I really should trim it, but I'm just enjoying it too much,
It's
It's
quarantine.
funny. I get more respect with the beard than I did when I was clean shaven. And I think it's because of the bald thing. I looked like I had cancer and it was all shaved off. So now I just look like, oh, that dude can grow hair. It just, just not on top.
I was going to more or less hit on the point of like, you look like distinguished, but sure, cancer works.
Yeah, I mean, I was like that for a long time, and I kind of feel like David Letterman after he quit the late night show. Just started growing that beard out, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have to be on YouTube anymore. I don't have to do the news show anymore, so I can just kind of let it go.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
Really like it.
Well, I mean, it's working out. I've traded mine twice, but in the chat, yeah, just so you guys know, this is Mr. Anthony Ramella. He does Exotic Leaf. He also does the graphics for, you see him floating around, for like Shed Time, Vapors, for Vaping with the Omies, for fucking The Green Room. He did the one I posted today. And he also does a bunch of branding, advertising, Candy Connoisseur CBDs, right? Like,
Yeah, CBD Candy Connoisseur.
yeah, see? There you go. So, yeah, that's Anthony, guys. And this is the first time we've ever had him on the show. We were actually talking the other day. I was like, dude, we gotta get you on the show. And then if you guys haven't noticed with how good I am at shipping out prizes, I was going to wait like 3 weeks to actually do something about it. But here we are.
Yeah, no, I was like, well, he already said he wanted to have me on, so fuck it. He needs somebody to talk to, so I want to jump on here. I'm not always up this late, because
Yeah.
Friday nights get long, but there was no stew tonight, which was fine. It just making me laugh. Like I even made a joke in one of the Discords. I'm like, you guys keep this up, and Swaggin's going to go back to the Omies. Like, there's, he gotta have the show on. Swaggin needs his place to, gripe and complain and make jokes. He needs a straight guy. Swaggins needs a straight guy to bounce off of because he's not one of those guys that's just by himself. He needs somebody he can make fun of. So
Yeah.
He needs Stan. Stan's a perfect straight guy for that for sure.
Yeah, just to fucking bounce off of. I'll tell you what, though, it has been helping. I know that when they don't have a show, it keeps people here, so thank you, Stan.
Yeah. That's totally true, too. It's like, well, another hour and Friday Fallout will be on, so I'm good.
Yeah, usually, like, it's too late, and I know how it goes, because, like, when we first started doing this, it was, like, a while ago. We started at 9 p.m., man, here in the West Coast, and so everywhere else, that's, like, over midnight. And I get, like, it is technically, like, a late-night show, but, like, that's late night, especially for YouTube. If I'm up that late on YouTube watching it, I'm probably watching a video on either how to beat a video game or, like, why this cat stuck its head in its ass. I don't know. Like,
You know why I like this show is because it's kind of no holds barred. Like some of the other shows, they want to be so careful not to say this or say that, and you guys almost encourage people to say shit. Like that's what I love about it. Like I'm one of those guys. Like if you can tell from some of my humor, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm just gonna throw it out there and see what happens, and that's what I love. Actually, when I found this show after, because I found it from the Green Room, the guys were talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, well, check it out. It's a little late, and we'll see how it goes, but fuck it, just sleep in on Saturday morning. What's the big deal?
yeah, I try to keep it where it's like, come on here, and of course, we might say something that's offensive to you, but how you respond to it, I think plays the best. You know what I mean? And that's why it's kind of hard for me to find guests that play off of it, because either I sound really fucking stupid or I sound really ignorant, but that's the joke,
Right. Well, you have to be able to get the joke, I'm
Yeah.
one of those guys that I'll tell, make fun of somebody to their face, and then like 10 minutes later, like, did he fucking say that? Like, they finally catch up. Like, yeah, I did. Like, you didn't even know, but okay, rock on.
Mowgli's calling for us to be demonetized. We have to get monetized first. It's hard enough, though. We got Legion on here. They're not going to monetize us because he's got 18 shows. They're not going to know which one he is not going to benefit from. So they're going to keep us off of it,
Right. Yeah, one of the first ads I made for you guys, I actually put Legion on, not thinking he was on this show and not knowing that was the case. So that's kind of funny. But no, that's why I like making ads for you guys, because I like this show. I want more people to jump on, but they need to have the right attitude when they come on. You got to understand, like, this is late night,
Yeah.
This is like when you were a kid and there wasn't any internet, and the only time you could see boobs was like at 12:30 at night on some random station that showed like one clip in a movie.
The Spice Channel, man. I heard that the other day.
yeah.
I forgot all about that.
But that was like regular cable, like USA Network and stuff like that. Used to have this Up All Night with this chick on there. It was all bouncy and everything, and they would show these movies that were just awful, but there'd be one scene of boobs in it, and you're like 13. I'm like, I'm staying up for this.
I remember
nowadays kids don't know that.
They used to do that with American Pie back in the day. I recorded it on a VHS because of that.
Yeah, exactly.
What was her
like
name again?
One Shannon
Doherty.
No,
it's not Doherty. Fuck. You got the first one. I can't remember her last name.
I know. I can't. And I almost said Shannon Tweed. And no, that's not right either. And I can't see the chat because I've just got the zoom up. So
yeah, no one in the chat's even saying their name.
Shannon Hotbody.
Yeah,
for
there
sure.
you go.
Like, yeah. I think that's the only time she's ever done anything like that too. I think she really regretted it afterwards, but I was appreciative.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I got that movie. I had that movie, and I got found by my mom at the time. I was like 13 or something. I had it recorded on a VHS, and I got the shit beat out of me at 13 with a belt still. So.
Yeah, and that's funny. That's a great conversation. Like, what things did you get in trouble for as a child that nowadays are just like no big deal? Because I grew up in a really Christian household, so I wasn't allowed to listen to like certain kinds of music.
Yeah.
And like I wasn't allowed to listen to like Journey and Van Halen and shit like that. Yeah. And now I walk into an elevator and hear Van Halen playing, and it just makes me laugh. I'm like, I used to get in bad trouble for listening to this crap, and now it's elevator music. So it makes me laugh.
It's funny you say that. I grew up kind of trashy. At one point in my life, my mom met this guy named Bill, and he was excommunicated Jehovah's Witness. So anyways, of course, we tried to go into the fold of it. I used to give speeches at church and stuff, but this wasn't my thing. But I remember I had a DMX. It was like the God Has Died or whatever mixtape tape, like a cassette. And I was in my room one day, and I was like, listen to it with the old school deck with the 3.5 millimeter headphones, Because, I just, everything I ever had, I scrounged off of other people. And then they came in, and I didn't hear them. I was had headphones on. Those old school ones. And then they came in, they pulled it out. Man, I got my ass beat for that one, too.
Could you imagine, though, your mom coming into your room and finding a Journey CD and you getting in trouble for that? I mean, that's how ridiculous. Like, you just... different generations, man.
It's insane. Journey. It's insane. Journey.
Oh, I know. But, I mean, if you think back, like Elvis, they could only show him from, like, the waist up on TV.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Like, Lucille Ball wasn't allowed to sleep in the same bed as Desi.
Yeah.
Like crazy shit like that. And you're like, and to think about what's going on today in 2020 and thinking like, no one would even give two shits about that at all. Just, I love it. It's just generational stuff.
Yeah.
It just makes me laugh.
Now you can just go on Instagram and instantly see like 30,000 chicks that are doing fit modeling, but it's really just camel toes everywhere.
Yeah. I just had to finally start cutting out some of the strippers out of my Instagram. I mean, it was just getting overwhelmed. Like Pandora Blue is just like, I'm done with you. Like I've seen everything that you have to show, and I don't want to see it anymore. It's really not that good in the first place. I love, there's this old comic that I've seen on Instagram that the girl's like saying to the boy, it says, she's like, I'm a model on Instagram, and goes, oh yeah, well I'm a soldier on Call of Duty. Come on. Like, you're just a stripper trying to get people to your OnlyFans page. That's it. That's all you're doing. Because you can't dance in a club right now.
I've seen her forever, and it's funny, and like I'm not gonna talk crap about her. I've heard things about her that she's a really nice person and stuff, but I will talk crap about people's work ethic, and this work ethic right here is terrible. This is all you do? This is all anyone does? No. That's easy. I could do that. I just don't have the right tits. No.
Try making one of the pictures I make and see how you feel about it afterwards. Yeah. God.
That's
like,
they edit it.
There are times I'll spend like 10 hours on a fucking picture just to get the faces just right. Like that Last Supper one that I made. Oh my God. I bet that took me like, all in total, it probably took me 15 hours.
That one, I honestly think that if you have a high enough resolution, you should sell prints of that.
It's funny you say that because I actually went on Vistaprint thinking about maybe having some posters made of that, just even for myself. It looks phenomenal on a coffee mug.
That
like
would
it
be
wraps
bitchin'.
Around. It looks so cool. I was actually thinking about having one made, just send it to Grim because I know he'd open it on the vlog and be like, "Dude, this is cool as fuck."
Especially because like you can make like just 10 of them. It's like a collector's item because you gotta like. I mean, I'm very very fucking like thankful that you put me on there, but there's some people on there who've been doing this for a long time, and I think it's a good adage to like all the work that they put in. Like Frames is in the chat; he's a part of it. He's been doing this for a long time. Getting the stuff out there, and of course you got Grim, you got Tenacious, you got fucking the guys from Mixing It Up and all that, you know. So it's a good group of people.
It's my friends. Like, you know, I'm making the picture. I get to decide who the disciples are. The weirdest part about that was nobody made a joke about Poon Sauce being Judas. And I thought that was fucking hilarious, and nobody even touched it.
The worst
part is, if you look at that, it's hard to tell which one is you and which one is Swaggins.
That's what I sent it. We have a group chat, me, Adam, and Legion. I sent it to him. I was like, man, can you tell me which one I am? I was like, do I look like fucking, am I Swaggins?
And I swear I used 2 different pictures. It's not the same picture, but yet, even looking at it, I'm going, these guys are never going to be able to tell which is which. There's no fucking way.
It was funny because I sent it to him, and Adam spent like an hour, and he sent it back to me with like the red circle around it, like right here. And it was Swaggins. No, I'm just kidding. It was the one that was me.
So when I did the tags, I tried to put them as close to the people as I could, to at least give you something. But, you know, along those lines, which is really funny, I don't know if you know Mitch Hogert from Hogan's Yogurts.
Yeah.
He thought he was in the picture, and then he saw a larger print. And he's like, "Dude, I feel so stupid. Like, I'm not in this picture." And I didn't want to burst his bubble. I'm like,
yeah.
If you think that's you, then
Go
rock on, you know.
Fucking what was it? I was gonna say, I'm starting to realize I'm starting to get that basic look. All I need is a Subaru now. I got the big rim glasses. I got the facial hair. I always wear a hat when I'm on here now, you know. Next thing you know, I'm going to start getting some stab wood stuff, you know, and start posting some hand shots, you know. Oh, man.
You should just go on the high forum, the vape forum one day and not have Swaggins, just have you and see if anybody notices.
That's the best part. I got to grab it. I've been saving it. But my buddy Dustin that I used to work with, he gave me this Twisted Messes hat for it.
Oh, dude.
So I've been saving it for like the next
time.
time.
I'm screenshotting this right now to use for later. Thank you. I
got to do the swag space. Ready? Yeah, dude.
One of the funniest one, and I'm sorry for making fun, but that twins one I did with you was just so
that was
much
good.
Fun. Like making you into Danny DeVito was just like, these guys are gonna lose it. They're gonna fucking cry. Because like when you're making one, it's like you just get the face just in the right spot, and you're like, dude, that's where it goes. And man, I was just sometimes I'm making those things, and I'm laughing so hard, and I'm like, I got to stop crying because I can't see what I'm trying to do. So it's just fun. I mean, that's just fun for me. Like all the rest of the media stuff we do is all like real professional and all of that. But I need an outlet to be able to, you know, kind of do that stuff for me. And everybody seems to like I didn't know from the beginning if people were going to get like upset. Like, dude, you put me on a girl's face, or, you know, you put me somewhere, and it's like it's been nothing but good responses.
Yeah. Well, you're including your friends in it, and it's funny as hell, you know. And if anyone got upset about that, you know, then I'd be like, man, there's a lot more to get upset about. Like, have you seen Rip Tripper's kid stuff? I'd be more mad about that. No, I'm kidding.
No. Did you see the one I made for him as the infomercial guy?
Yeah.
The old, I love that one. That's one of my favorites.
The Sham Wow guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Cody.
So let's talk some CBD, man. Have you ever used this stuff? I mean, every time I get on one of these shows, I got to talk about CBD.
No, that's cool. Yeah, actually, so I've been smoking, you know, forever. I know it's not the same thing, you know, but I was in the military for a long time. My feet always hurt when I woke up after the fact. I've been out for like almost, 10 years now. Anyways, it's like 2 years back, I was working at Local Vape, and we got some CBD products in. And, you know, everyone's like, try them. I was like, yeah, whatever, it probably won't work. You know, just thinking like, you know, I smoke pot, so I know better. Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing. So I started out, and I started doing like CBD gummies here and there, and I didn't like them as much because I didn't feel like I was doing anything. Switched over to like tinctures, and man, that made a huge difference. I started taking them about a month later. Like, it had the constant effect where I wasn't waking up with swollen feet and stuff anymore. And I'll have to be honest with you, I haven't taken any in a while now. But after taking it for like 2 years, like, because I did the tinctures from, I can't, anyways, the whatever brand, I can't remember. But like now I don't have that, I don't have that problem anymore. So it definitely does help.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I always tell people that are smokers, because a lot of them feel the same way. They're like, well, I already smoke weed, so what's the difference? Mix it 50-50 with CBD flower just one time. Just one time. Try it that way. You'll never go back. Like, that's what I do. It's like you can't find a strain that's got high levels of CBD and THC. So when you mix the two together, dude, it's unbelievable. I don't even smoke any other way now.
Yeah, I don't smoke the CBD, but if I do anything with mix, I go to a dispensary for gummies, and I do 1-to-1 CBD THC on the gummies. And then when I take those, like it just for like proof alone for people like, oh yeah, blah blah anxiety and stuff. usually taking edibles. No, the CBD when it's the one with that helps out a lot with that. And then like, of course, you know, I get high, but it's a casual, comfortable high.
It is. It's not like paranoia, like you're way high. And sometimes I, you know, because of the arthritis in my ankle, I used to have to smoke a ton, and it wasn't fun after a while. It was just like, I'm doing this for pain, but God, I'm so tired of being this high all the time. Yeah. And no, it made a huge difference for me for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But you used to work in a vape shop, huh?
Yeah, so I used to do until like this whole COVID thing came down and everyone, you know, the economy basically got all turned the crap hole. I was a social media manager for local vape, and then I was in charge of brands such as social media branding for Anarchist, Vapor Treats, Atom Bomb Juice, Malicious, and then I was also working with Malicious, and they manufactured Turks Juice, Cold Turks Juice,
cool,
all that shit. So yeah,
no, that's cool. Because I worked for years at a place called Vapors. That was the name of the store. And right before I left there, they started switching a lot of stuff over to CBD. But working in a vape shop was definitely an experience because I wasn't a vapor before I went on my interview to go to the vape store.
Yeah.
And then like 3 days later, I wasn't smoking anymore. Like it was really cool. Like it worked really well. So you know, let's dive into some vape store stuff because I love that kind of shit. So do you have any funny vape store customer employee kind of situation stories you got?
I wouldn't say it's a vape shop. It was a wholesaler, so we didn't really have customer interaction face to face as much, but there's some funny stories. I'm going to try and tell some stories without going against the contract I signed. But
non-disclosure.
Yeah. But there's this one guy that would come in all the time, and he was a big distributor, and he'd buy stuff, but he liked to come in, see it himself, and then order it online. Whatever. Anyways, but he was a cool guy. He was from somewhere in like Eastern Europe, I think, or something like that. But anyways, every time he'd come in, this guy, like, I know it's not that crazy, but he'd always be like stoned all the time or have his little cartridge pen, so which is fine. But so like everyone knew him, but he would talk to you for like 4 hours. And of course, you know, if you're in the office or whatever, you just help out when someone comes in. So I'd show him around stuff, and he'd be telling me about how Hillary Clinton's eating babies or something. I'm like, that's cool, man. So anyways, here's this and that, you know, I try to stay away from politics.
You try to steer the conversation back. Yeah.
But we're sitting there for like 16 hours, you know, talking about it. So anyways, this guy, he's like, oh, hold on. Yeah, this is one time he's talking to me a story. He's like, yeah, hold on 1 second. Pulls out this bag. He grabs a handful of fucking cap of shrooms out of this bag, eats them in front of me, picks all his products. Can you just talk to me for about another like half an hour? And then we're like, it's like everyone's just sitting there like, what the fuck, dude? Like, oh my God, like this is like the business exchange. And then like at the like 20, 30 minutes after that, he just stops. He's like, all right, I gotta go. And then like gets up and leaves. Didn't take any of his stuff. Nothing. Left it there. And then we had to ship it to him. But yeah, he was a really successful businessman.
Wow. Yeah, it's surprising how much people can work on that. It's like that Wolf of Wall Street movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how those guys could work with all those drugs they were doing for sure.
I could barely.
Well, I didn't work at a distribution center. I mean, we had a warehouse and stuff, but I mean, we had 6 stores and a website. So, and man, it's so much funny. Like, you know, vapors on here are more professional and they know their stuff, and you know what coils you use in this.
Yeah.
That ain't the way it is at a vape shop at all. Like usually the customer comes in, and this is typical. Can I have some coils for this? It's like, well, which coil do you use? There's like 8 different coils that go in there. And they're like, well, you know, just the same one I had last time.
Which one did you have last time?
Right. I'm like, you can't remember. Like and when I first started, it really started to get on my nerves after a few weeks. And I don't want to say I blew up on this guy, but I was just like, I'd had enough. And I was like, dude, if you go into an auto parts store and say I need wipers for my car, and they ask you what kind of car you have, and you say, well, it's a blue one, you're not going to get the right wipers for your car. I'm like, you can't remember X2? Like, that's it. That's all you have to remember, X2. And I remember getting a little reprimand for that. Like, you can't be like that with those people. Like, I'm like, dude, it's ridiculous. Like, they can't remember. They know when they were smoking cigarettes, okay, I want that in the hard box, hundreds, you know, 3rd shelf from the bottom, 2nd one. I mean, they knew exactly what they could not figure out what coil they use in their goddamn device. And you know, the wall behind me's got like 150 different coils on it. I'm like, you can't remember one, and I got to remember all these fuckers.
That's why you got to get a big box full of half-open ones that are like, you know, you get with returns, and like find it, dig it through and find it.
And then the people that were buying coils for somebody else.
Oh, so
they're
like,
oh yeah, my sister sent me in to get coils for her device, and I'm like, okay, what kind of coil? And it's like, well, I don't know. I think the device is like that one there, and it's like, Was it a kit? Is it that tank that came on that mod? And then they get mad at you and they have to come back and it wasn't the right coil. It's like, how the fuck is that my fault? Like, there's no way.
Well, especially
It really make me laugh.
when someone comes in for someone else, and like I wasn't vaping, but I was I tried. I used to have an eye taste. I used to use for concentrated like wax and stuff like that. You know, smoking like weed concentrates and stuff. And they used to have these little cartridges that came in, and it was wicks with the coils and all that stuff. You know, you'd use it.
Yeah.
So I was one of those guys at one time, but I remember it was like 2013. And that was back, I'm pretty sure, before everything got real big with vaping, with like, right after cartomizers and shit. And so there's a vape shop right by me. It's the only place I can get stuff. Otherwise, you buy it from like eBay. I don't trust that. So anyways, I walked in and I forgot to take all my product out of it, so it had like a couple of dabs in it and stuff. So I'm walking in there and I'm like, oh, blah, blah, can you tell me what I need for this? He's like, oh, what kind of vape is that, man? I ain't seen that before. Grabs it, takes a hit of it. So the guy at the vape shop, I didn't tell him what it was. As soon as he hit it, he could realize. He's like, oh, crap. Like blowing it out, and his boss is like, oh, what is it cotton out? He's like, no, man, I think this is like, I was like, oh, man, and I'm stoned. I'm like, oh, man, it's just a weed, This boss was like, oh, my God, you got to get that out of here. Like, oh, he's like, are you undercover or something? I was like, yeah, I'm undercover bringing in weed. Like, so
gotcha, bitch.
So now they wouldn't let me bring my, they were like, all right, Bob, I didn't really trip out, but every time I went in there to buy new products, they wouldn't let me bring my device in, so.
We used to have a taster bar, so you could try any flavor that we sold before you bought it. I mean, and you're talking like 200 flavors on this wall, and they all had individual tanks, so you could try them all. And people would sit there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours just trying flavors. I mean, you get to the point where it's just like, and it was never, I'm sure anybody that's worked in a shop can tell you that the one thing you never want to hear when somebody comes in is go, I just want something that's got a lot of flavor. So what's like your best flavor?
That's so non-helpful.
Dude, that's like going into an ice cream shop and saying, you guys have anything sweet? Like, it's insanity. And they won't tell you like what they don't like. And you'll hand them something and you go, what's this, strawberry? Oh, I really don't like strawberry. Well, then fucking tell me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. So do you want to try Old Dirty Boot? That sounds gross. Okay, cool. So you don't want to try that. So let's start there.
I got a flavor for you. It's called, Morning Glory. Here you go. It's a little salty tasting, but you'll probably like it. Fucking dick.
It's sterile, too.
So, yeah, working in a vape shop is a whole different... The other weird thing about working in a vape shop is people tell you all their problems. It's the weirdest thing. Like, they'll just come in, and you're like this counselor now for people because they just want to talk. But they will tell you about... We had this one lady, every time she came in, it didn't matter who was working, she would tell them about the time that her daughter got murdered.
Oh no! I'm laughing. This is terrible.
I'm like, as soon as she comes to the door, you can see like everybody go to the back room.
Yeah.
Like last one up front is got to deal with her because you're gonna get this story.
Yeah.
But the worst one happened to a good-looking girl that worked at the shop. She was like our Instagram model, but she worked store and she knew her vape shit for sure. But one time, this is awful. One time, a regular had come in. She had like 6 kids, and they were always like running around the store. Well, she had recently had a baby, and so she asked her, so hey, how doing? And the lady just looked at her and goes, well, it died. And it's like, where do you go with that conversation after that? It was just like, and gave her no reprieve whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just like, it died.
So some coils then?
So what flavor are you thinking about today? It's like, where do you go with that?
Some baby peach? I mean, fuck no.
Yeah. And the same week, a guy came in who was also a regular. She got this guy also. Same girl got this guy.
Oh no.
And he had like you could tell like he had a scar kind of over his eye. It was kind of like swollen and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what happened to your eye? And he's like, a dog bit me when I was a kid. Just like stone-faced again. I'm in the corner. I'm laughing so hard. I had to leave the room. Like, I can't believe this happened to her twice in 1 week. And I was sitting there like, what would have been my response? Like, how would I try to break the tension?
Yeah.
And I told her later on, I was like, the only thing I could think of is when he said that, I was like, oh, it must have been a seeing eye dog. Like, that was the only thing I could think of that would break the tension of that. So working in a vape shop, you guys, it may sound like fun. Like, oh, I get to try these. It's not. Like, it's not. Because most of the people that come in are what I like to call the lazy vapor. Like, they don't want to know about the product. Half of them are like, can you just change out this coil?
Yeah. They're mean when I was
How hard
working.
is it to change a coil in a sub-ohm tank? Unscrew, screw back in. Like this isn't rocket science. But you get people like they buy devices that they can't use because it's just not right for them. Like I had a lady come in with an Aegis Mini, okay, and it came with this tank that you only had to run it at like 25 watts or something like that to get it to work.
So super low.
Yeah, and so she had it set at like 12, and she's like, I'm having all these leaking problems. I'm like, well, no shit. Like you're pulling in all this liquid and it can't burn it off. There's not enough heat there to do that. So you got to turn it up. And she's like, well, I can't turn it up because I can't hit it like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you got to do one or the other. Like you either got to get a different tank, you can run lower wattage, or you got to turn this thing up. She's like, well, it shouldn't leak. I'm like, it won't if you use it the right way. Like, I don't know how I can explain this to you to get you to understand. So yeah, it was aggravating, but it was also fun because you get to tell the stories later on. Like,
yeah.
I can't really believe that that's the case. So
funny
stuff at a vape shop.
I'd make fun of it and stuff, but I wanted to be around in those old days where it was 300 people standing outside of a shop for a cloud comp. And then see like 82
it hasn't been
dudes
like that
look,
for a little while.
Yeah, I want to see 82 dudes that look just like me or you, standing out there. It's either the bald guy with the beard or the guy with the hat and the glasses and the beard,
I know. I actually feel more like a real YouTube vapor now that I have the beard. Like before, I'd go on these shows and I'm clean shaven, and there's 4 other guys on the screen. They're all like look like the Oak Ridge Boys band together, like doing a podcast or a YouTube show.
A Creedence Clearwater revival, just all together.
Like a Santa Claus convention. Like, what the fuck? Now I think I'm challenging Overdrip. Like it's getting to the point where I'm like, all right, it's not too bad.
I was gonna say, if you trim it to that one point, you'll look just like him. You could be Overdrip's dad. It'd be like father-son vape time.
I did a bunch of like short videos for April 1st this last year, and I was doing different YouTube celebrities, if you will.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that. I'm like, well, with the beard I got right now, I could probably do Overdrip because I had to change my facial hair a bunch of times because I did Grim Green, so I had to have the goatee, and then I did Jay Hayes, and he's got that wacky
dead fish eye
facial hair thing. So I had to actually shave and then wait a couple weeks and regrow it and shape it and do that. But I also did Sophie and Angela Garrett too, so I had to go clean shaven for that.
Yeah.
So those are a lot of. When I did Sophie, I actually did it in a bikini top and a pink wig. So
that'd be a good
on
raffle.
Instagram if you want to see them. But yeah, it's just
that'd be good.
I don't expect that out of everybody. Whatever gets the information out about vaping, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, that'd be great for a contest, and you'd have people for a donation bid on who looks like the other person the best. $1 million ideas, guys. No one's gonna see them because it's the Friday Fallout.
But that's okay. I like this because I can just say whatever the fuck I want to say. Don't worry about being monetized or any of that shit for sure.
I hope Adam and Legion never want to get money.
I really miss vape cons though, for sure, because I actually worked a lot of them. Like we always had a booth and stuff.
Yeah.
At them. And you got to see people that you wouldn't normally get to see, but you got to try really good e-liquid. Like my last job at the vape shop, I actually purchased all products for the stores. So nice. These guys were calling me constantly, sending me liquid to try. Our stuff is the best. Yeah, you and the last 50 fucking guys I talked to. It's all the liquid is the best. Nobody ever calls me up and says, this tastes like shit, but I'm going to send it to you anyway so you can try it. And so I've tried so much bathroom. Like somebody else would be like, oh, tasting vape liquid all day. That must be a great job. It fucking sucks. You just don't know the crap that's out there. Like your vape shop has went through 25 flavors to get that one they put on the shelf.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks they can mix liquid and they can't. It's not the case at all.
I think it was last week you guys talked about that one. It was called pussy juice or whatever. Some people just shouldn't do it.
Some people just should not do it. I keep one bottle that was by far the worst liquid I ever tried. It's called Blue Magic. I don't even know what the company that makes it is. I've got the bottle up there. But I keep that just as a reminder. It could be worse. The flavor of this liquid could be worse. It could be Blue Magic because that was awful. If it tasted like heroin, it would probably taste better than what that actually tastes like.
I know I'm gonna get heat for this. I don't think anyone here is a fan, but Dinner Lady to me, man, they all smell and taste like fucking organic queef candles, man. And I know they're a good company and they donate a lot to industry, so I'm not trying to diss them, but that's just my personal opinion. But anytime anyone cracks that around me, it's who got a Yankee fucking candle? Ugh. I tried the green apple butter. It's green butter apple pie or whatever. It's their summer line or whatever.
Yeah.
And I vaped that stuff, man, and it tasted like crayon smell when you first open them. to me personally. And then at the end of it, it was like a slap of apple. It was like, pah, but ow, I shouldn't have did that. But it was even good apple. It was like the apple you bite into after you kept it in like your lunchbox for like 2 days at school or something, you know. But that's just me.
I think people go like tongue deaf. Like they just, after a while, they've tried to make a flavor so many times they can't taste how bad it is. And I've started trying to do some DIY because I've been watching Mixing It Up, and I'm one of those guys. Like once I see something like that, I'm like, I could do that. So you know, I've got bottles of shit that just are awful. Like I know it's hard to do that. Like just because it says blueberry on the flavoring doesn't mean it doesn't taste like perfume blueberry or soap blueberry or something else. Just fucking gross. Like today, I just spent another $130 on flavorings because I want to try. Well, it's one of these sites sends me a 20% off code, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll get a few things. The next thing I know, got like 30 things in the cart.
But that gives you the leeway to fuck around with all you want. And like you said, you've been watching Mixing It Up, and they've been throwing out some crazy ideas and stuff. So I mean, why not? It's funny you said that because I was like, I'd rather get into mixing before I'd get into like building and anything like that or doing like crazy stuff. Because for me, I think it'd be more my forte. And so I sit there and I watch their show, and I'm just like, man, some of that sounds good. But I know I wouldn't have the time to dedicate. It
looks easy.
Yeah, it looks easy because they're good.
It's fucking not. Like, oh yeah, you just get out your scale and you put a few drops of this and a few drops of that. And man, this is fantastic. And I'm like, I put a few drops of this and that in there, and it tastes awful. Like it just, and I hate it because if you make like 100 milk thinking it's going to be good, and you're just like, I just wasted 100 mils of VG that I'm just going to throw in the trash because I can't fix this. Like, there's nothing that would fix that flavor. It's just awful.
I've never mixed really, but there was one time I was over at Malicious, and they just got done doing a line of Turk stuff to get it shipped out, And they had like the leftover. They had a little bit leftover of like some other flavors and that flavor. And I was like, watch you guys, I'll make something delicious. And I tried mixing like Turk, the Harvest with fucking Arnicus green apple cookie butter. I'm like, oh, those sound like they'd go together, Oh my god, dude, never let me don't try anything I make. It was so bad. It was so bad.
What I'm really I think I'm gonna try and concentrate on is a flavor that I really like from. I don't know how to say the company name. It's like Surf, but it's like SVRF or something like that. They have a blueberry lime flavor that I really like, and I would not have thought those two flavors would go together well. But I think it tastes fantastic, and so I bought some stuff today. I'm hoping I can get close to recreate at least something that tastes like blueberry lime.
Yeah,
probably gonna just taste like mop water. But,
you never know. It might be the Pepsi to their Coca-Cola.
It could happen. I'll have to maybe if it goes really bad, I'll get with Overdrip and be like, "Can you help me with this? Because I really want this flavor, but I just can't seem to make it work." So, do you have specific like vape? If I can talk, vape flavorings that you just completely stay away from, like stuff that is like doesn't matter what it's in, it's just awful.
Any tea.
Okay.
Any tea to me, it tastes like I'm just tasting straight cotton that's just soggy. I've tried fucking Coil Turds tea. I didn't like it. I've tried the one from like Snap, the Snap teas. I didn't like it. I've tried all. I love tea in real life, but I'll never touch tea again.
I've only had one tea that I really liked. It was called Lemon Tea, TEE, and it tasted like one of those Arnold Palmer drinks. It was good, but that's probably the only tea.
Yeah.
I cannot do honeydew.
Oh yeah.
I literally, it stays in the coil forever, and I cannot vape. It doesn't matter what it's mixed with. As soon as I get that taste, I'm like, nope, I can't.
Honeydew always reminds me of like old school Starbuzz hookah. If you ever like did the hookah thing back in the day, and all the hookah flavors to me taste the same. I know like people are like, oh no, they're different, and that's what honeydew reminds me of. So yeah, honeydew's definitely up there, and I don't like fruits like that. I don't know if I can describe like classes of fruits, but honeydews, no melon, no
cantaloupes,
no cantaloupes, no.
Yeah. The only melon I can do is watermelon.
Yeah,
that's really it. Yeah, and you're right that there are people out there that absolutely love that. Some of the weirdest combinations that I saw with people at the vape shop, because we had a whole line of house blends, so you could get, they were more like individual flavors, so you could get peach or strawberry or whatever, but they were already ready to vape. And this guy would come in and get Fireball, which was this hot cinnamon.
Yeah. And
then he would mix it with the heaviest menthol we had.
That sounds like double kill.
A menthol cinnamon. I'm like, dude, your taste buds must just not exist.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody else on the planet that could vape that and like not like eyes tear up, and there's just no way. No way.
That's a lot for like just the vape too. Like, 'cause I'm sure you're hitting clouds of that stuff, and like that just sounds terrible.
And he would mix it 50-50 together, and I'm like, oh man, Fireball was enough by itself. Like if we had to cleanse somebody's palate when they were trying it at the taster bar, we'd be like, here, try this Fireball. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, okay, now your taste buds are clear. You could try something else.
Yeah, after that, even Puff Labs tastes good. No.
But you were asking about, this is the 45 strawberry hibiscus.
Oh, okay.
So the hibiscus really adds a natural note to it. To be honest, that's the best strawberry I've ever had because I can almost taste the strawberry. It's so natural. Like, that's why I like that. And I don't know if you know Cream Vapor, Kyle from Cream Vapor. They make a phenomenal line of liquids altogether. And what I liked about that guy, he was actually a vape store employee before he started his liquid company. So he knew
what he's doing,
what people were really looking for. And I've had maybe one of his flavors that I didn't like.
Nice.
That was it.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that guy, but there's some cool stuff out there. I haven't seen that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, not anymore so much, but with everything going on. But,
is there a flavor that's gone away here recently with the PMTA thing that you're going to miss?
Not with the PMTA stuff. I actually do keep it pretty close. I guess I call it the family with my vape stuff. I usually stick to the company, you know, like local vapes brands and stuff like that, or like associated stuff. Like I try to stick to like Dwayne and stuff I trust, stuff I use. I'm not more of an explorer with flavors because I usually don't want to waste like, you know, a setup. Not a setup, but you know. But well, I do have one that went away. It wasn't PMTA, but I think I talked about it last week. Is that Fantasy line? I don't know if like you've been around for a while, so you might have seen it. But they used to come in the drip bottles, but they were metal, and they used to look like Fanta. But that orange soda one, man, oh my god, I would suck some D for that thing.
Yeah, because orange is one of those flavors that's so hard to get right in vape. And I always thought that was weird because everything else in the universe is flavored orange.
Everything, yeah.
But yet vapes could never get that flavor. I've seen tons of orange creams that just tasted awful. Like that's just not good. So yeah, I always thought orange was one of those.
Yeah,
I can't afford $30 a bottle for Own Boy on a regular basis.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie.
I got a couple bottles, but and when you I mean, like you used to work in a distro, like paying full retail price for stuff is painful. It's like, dude, I know what this goes for wholesale. I can't do that. I'm not buying that for that. There's no way.
I have Jangles. He was in the chat earlier. He had to leave, but he always tells me about this orange cream that Masker Vape where he's at locally. They make, you know, it's a shop out there. It's supposed to be delicious. But like you said, I'm so used to working at the wholesale side. It's like even so, I still get the employee discount and everything. You know, they'd still take good care of me and everything, even though I'm not working there.
That's cool.
So it's cool. So, but like I didn't realize. I mean, I should have realized, but of course I never really looked at prices doing social media. More or less, it was photography, advertising, and stuff like that. And I didn't really pay attention too much to the prices. That was never a big thing for me because I was on the wholesale side. But seeing how like I didn't realize how expensive some juice could be. Like I can't believe people actually pay for ripe vapes. That shit's insane.
Yeah.
It's like $82 a bottle.
When I started in the vape shop, there were 100 mils that went for like $50, $60. And I'm like, holy God. And it was just certain companies like, and they're not even around anymore, but Independent Vapor.
Yeah.
Those bottles went for like $40, $45. And I'm like, dude, that's a lot. And then by the time I left the vape store, you could buy 100 mils for like $19.99. And it was good stuff. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, cheap bargain basement stuff. It was actually still pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you think of Sad Boy? What's your opinion?
I haven't tried it, but I do.
You haven't tried any Sad Boy?
No, but I do know it's good. I don't know it's good. I've heard it's good, and I have worked with people with creating, not creating stuff, but I've helped taste test some stuff that they were directly trying to compete with that line by name. So I know that they actually I do have like I guess they have a lot of stuff around, but we where I was at they never carried it. And so if it wasn't around me, I never got to try it. But I did hear good things about it. I know some people like it a lot, but I never tried it.
Did you ever have a flavor at the distro that, you know, everybody that worked there thought was going to be like a huge winner and just died on the shelf?
Yeah, I won't say it though.
Why not? All 6 people that are watching this are going to tell somebody. Like, what's a big? Anyway, that's cool. No, my big failure because that was my job. I had to decide because we released a new flavor every week.
Yeah.
So I was constantly on that, and I released this one from Free Range was the company's name, and it's called Pigs and Mud, and it was a chocolate milk flavor.
Okay.
And I thought it tasted phenomenal. Had a bunch of other people like try it, and they're like, dude, that's really good. I bet out of the 6 stores, we probably sold like 20 bottles.
Really?
So, I mean, it fucking died on the shelf. So, and it's always the failures they judge you on, not all the other 75,000 other ones that were really good. But I'll say another really good juice company for fruits has got to be Juice Head. like Juice had, man, some of their flavors are just.
I've had a couple
really,
of their
really
stuff.
good.
They were pretty good. Had like they had like a watermelon, like a melon mix or something they had before and stuff. And I tried it.
I don't know. They had like a peach pineapple that was really good. I mean, I just thought that overall, I rarely found a flavor from there, and that's what it is. You find a line, and like every one of their flavors is good. Like some companies, they have that one flavor that stands out, and you're like, all right, I don't want to take the rest of the line. I just want that one.
Yeah.
And companies hate that shit. Like they want you to carry the whole line. You're like, that shit's just gonna die. The company that I probably dislike the most is gonna be Air Factory though. Like they just wanted the moon for their stuff, and I'm like, dude, there's better taste than liquid out there. Like
Their
your stuff
stuff's
is
not that
$3 or
good.
$4 a bottle more wholesale
Yeah.
than everybody else. It's like I'm not paying those prices. I'm sorry, you're not getting that blue raz. I'm going with Keep It 100.
They only had because I remember their stuff would only sell the only ones that would sell were their cream ones, like their candy ones and stuff. Man, we'd have them sit forever. They weren't that great. I do know that there was a big demand for them overseas, but not really so much in the States. But overseas, I'm not like this isn't like I'm not even gonna say a specific area, so no one takes the wrong idea. They got some weird fucking taste profiles in other parts of the world.
That's and it's weird how vape liquid is so regional. Like some regions really like certain flavors, and other ones are like, no, that's not for us out here. That was a little bit crazy because I'd get calls from different distros in different parts of the country, and they'd be like, oh man, this is selling like crazy, and they'd send it up to us, and they're like, I don't know how, like that's just not. I guess it could be. I mean, it could be the water, that is different, or that they talk about that in New York, like you can only get good bagels in New York because of the water. Maybe that's true. I don't know. I mean, that's
I don't think I want New York tap water bagels.
No, they have the water shipped in. It's special.
Yeah. Shout out to Addy Tooney in the chat, dropping all the links for all the action that you guys can take.
Man, Addy Tooney is the man. I don't know how he keeps up on all these shows. I swear to God, some days he's in 3 different chats at the same time, like moderating all of them.
He's got that set up. This is how he does it. I'm sure you've seen Grandma's Boy, where the guy's in this room and he's got like all the techno playing with the screens and the chair flying around.
Right.
And like fucking Addy's in there. It's like pop screen, pop. And he's not even using a mouse or nothing. He's like fucking Jarvis and fucking Tony Stark right now. He's like, ooh, just fucking.
And Addy stand up against the wall and disappear. They see me.
Oh man! But you know what, guys? We're about to hit an hour, and so you know what? Time for the giveaway. Let's go ahead. Do the giveaway for that Desire Design M-Tank. This company sucks. I hope this product works for you, but I don't endorse them at all, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. So
hey, I got a whole bunch of juice I can give away if that's the criteria. Yeah, this stuff tastes terrible. Anybody want it?
It's funny you say that because like I've been Danny Castle and me have recently become friends in like real life, and so he comes in every once in a while and sees me and stuff, and so I have like tons of shit because whether it's stuff that was products that I was working for or just stuff that I got for free from working there, I probably have easily like $10,000 worth of juice sitting in the house. And it's a lot of stuff I'm not going to use. I barely got into desserts last year after vaping for like 3 years. So it's going to take me a while to actually get anything. So I always try to get people to get rid of it. And it's funny because if it's someone that comes over, it's a total douchebag. It's like I'll have like friends over swimming or something, and a girlfriend's friends, and we'll bring their boyfriends, a total douchebag. And he's like vaping, and he's like, yeah, dude. And he's like, not because he vapes, but because he's a douchebag that happens to vape. So I always hand off all the terrible juice. I'm like, yeah, dude, you'll love these. He's like, oh, these are glass bottles? I've never seen these before. This must be new. I'm like, yeah, man, it's amazing. He's like, oh, it's like apothecary drippers. I'm like, yeah, dude, totally cool.
And it's well steeped too, man. It should have a lot of flavor.
Yeah, and I make sure to give them the fruit ones that are like 4 years old because they don't steep.
Just black. Yeah. I know. You're probably the only other person I talk to that understands that because boxes and boxes. Like one of my cabinets in my kitchen is just teeming with bottles of liquid, and people are like, "Hey, you should try this." I'm like, "Dude, I can't buy any more liquid. Like, I have so much. I will, in 5 years, I won't get through all the liquid, and I am a heavy vapor. I mean, I really am. Like, you guys have seen me on the show already. Like, I am constantly vaping, and there's no way I'll get through all. No way. I don't really like menthol, and that's one of the downsides. Is I've got quite a bit of because people send you the whole line so you can figure out what you want to get.
Yeah.
And everybody just takes their flavors and adds menthol to them.
Yeah.
And just because the flavor's good doesn't mean you need to add menthol to it. Like make a menthol flavor that's for menthol smokers.
Yeah.
That's not for me. Not at all.
I saw the other day, I was scrolling through a page. I was looking at something. Danny was showing me something on a website. So I was scrolling through the website, and there's a company that was like a Midwestern company. Not Midwestern, but it was like from the Midwest. It's like a vape shop or whatever. They had a menthol chocolate cake. And I'm just like, well, some stuff you shouldn't put in there. And then they had like all these other menthol desserts, like menthol cookies and cream. I'm like, dude, who hurt you? Like, who did this to you? Like,
but I will say there are times where two flavors come together that you would never have as a food, but work in a vape. Like it doesn't happen a lot, but it does, and I think it's a texture thing. Like you wouldn't eat like grapes and spaghetti together, but for some reason that combination works in a vape. I don't know why, but that really does happen sometimes.
That was a great analogy. I was trying to think of something really obscure, and that just killed it right there. Grapes and spaghetti.
I used to know a guy that would eat grape jelly on his spaghetti.
What?
And I was just like, I can't even.
I
what?
can't.
That just sounds awful.
I can understand like salty sweet, but not savory and sweet. Like, oh yeah. Man.
The only weird thing like that I've ever had that I actually liked was jalapeno jelly. There was this lady that I knew that made her own jelly, and it was phenomenal to the point where I was like, "You need to sell this.
Yeah,
like, this is that because it had that just little twang of spice in with the sweet, and it just worked." And I was like, man, I would never have expected this. Never would have thought. I was at somebody's house at a football party and tried it, and I was like, God damn, that's fucking good. That was really good.
Until you get it mixed up with your Vaseline and put it on your butthole, you know.
That's true. And being a big guy, that's something you definitely don't want to do. I deal with shit down there already. I don't need that. I'm almost 50, so there's a lot of those kind of issues. And it's just like, you got to treat that area right.
Yeah, don't jalapeno jelly your perineum. What was it? I can't remember what it was called.
Perineal.
Yeah, perineal. Perineal. Neil Patrick.
Perineum. I think you're right.
Don't burn
perennial, whatever it is. Yeah.
Your Neil Patrick Harris, guys. Don't burn it. Tabasco and ice is good. David Moyle says that sounds weird. I mean, I could see it.
What was that again?
Tabasco and ice flavor.
Yeah, but see, that's back to that hot cinnamon and
menthol.
Like I mean, I guess if you work somewhere where your taste buds have just been destroyed, and that helps you not to smoke, then I'm good with that. Like,
yeah,
it still probably tastes better than tobacco.
Yeah,
sad truth. That's probably the case.
I know it, like in the pods and stuff. Okay, I can understand it. But to me, like, I guess it's sacrilege. I mean, if it keeps you off of cigarettes, like you said, sure. But if you're gonna smoke, like if you're gonna vape and you're gonna get like a heavy tobacco, they don't taste good. I don't think any of them have ever tasted good. I've tasted good pods, but never, because it's small, so you're not getting a huge hit. But I've never tasted a tobacco that's like, dude, let me throw big clouds of this.
Yeah, I'm not a pod guy at all. Like, and I'm glad they're out there for people that need them, but I don't see the point. I was an ex-cigar smoker.
Yeah.
So for me to use a pod, it's just like, I need 4 of them, just like all at the same time, you're able to get like a decent hit out of it. But I'm also not a dripper either. Like, I was a mechanic most of my life, and building more shit is something I really don't want to do. Like,
yeah.
I'm just fucking done with that.
I'm stuck on these
I'll probably
goat heads.
eventually have to, but that's it.
Yeah, that's why I only stick to the goat heads, man. I'm too lazy to do all that.
Those goat heads are really cool. Yeah,
and they're good.
Redone.
Yeah. I mean, I don't ever go over, like, I'm at like 91 right now. I have pushed it up to like 98 at most, but I don't want to end up on one of those videos where you see like Kent and Turk like showing off how I blasted my face off because I used too high. And plus, I wouldn't want to embarrass Dwayne like that because like I know him in real life.
So did you guys sell devices and stuff too, or was it just strictly liquid?
No, it was liquid devices, and I don't know if you know, but Erica started Local Vape when vaping was around, and like I think she started around 2012, 2013. So it's been 8 years now. So 2012 out in California, and so they were one of the first companies out there to start out. She started as a shop and then moved on to distributing because obviously it worked out well for them because it was
Sure.
It was blowing up. They ended up moving out to Vegas a couple years before I worked there because the taxes, everything went crazy. But they were one of the I would still consider one of the world's largest, at least known companies. And then so they would a lot of international customers up. But yeah, devices, juice, clothing, like they have their own branded clothing and like stuff like that. So they've done pretty well. But everything from products to like juice. And also like I was going through and I'd help out in the warehouse. I'd find like old cartomizers from like when they first started and stuff and a bunch of old shit. So
we go to cons. We try to give that stuff away.
Yeah.
Anybody want a cap for a dripper? What's it fit? Damned if I know. Like if it fits yours, then you can have it. Like just get rid of this shit. That and the worst thing were all the lanyards. For some reason, that must have been popular at one point.
Everyone
we
loved
had
them.
hundreds of those fucking things, and nobody ever wanted them because they just didn't fit whatever device that they had.
I think
when I actually started that store, it was mostly smoke, and then I finally got them away from that. I'm like, guys, we cannot just be a smoke shop.
Yeah.
People come in, they're like, I fucking hate smoke. What else do you have? I'm like, nothing.
Look at, you just hold the box backwards. We got some smock. It's like a pop.
We got some comms. You want to try the comms? Dyslexic. But but I ended up using a lot of smoke products at the beginning, and the Big Baby Beast I used that for a long time. Like I just couldn't find anything else that I really.
It was
liked
good for what it
well
was worth, you know.
Yeah, and you could find coils everywhere. Like it was one of those devices where you knew that you could be in bumfuck Kentucky and still find coils for the Baby Beast. They were going to be around someplace.
You can find them anywhere.
Yeah. And, a lot of us guys on the shows were always looking for, like, that new thing, all the time. And some people, they get something, they like it, and they can hold on to it forever. Like, I'd see Kanger sub boxes come in. And I'm like, God, that thing still works. Like, I've seen so many people that hated that thing because it didn't work, but then somebody come in with one. But the one you saw the most is that Alien 220. Like, so many people would come in with those, and I was like, man, I can't believe you still have one of those things. Like, but, it works for them, and that's what they like.
As long as it works, that's all that matters. I remember that when I first started working there, and I was getting a haircut at Supercuts, and this lady, she was doing my hair, and she's like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" It's casual conversation. Told her vape stuff, blah blah. And she's like, "Oh, but I've been using this smock forever." I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of suck, but that brand sucks. If you ever need anything else," she's like, "Oh, it works for me. I've been using this for 10 years. Well, not 10 years, but close enough, And she was like, "I just know that it's this coil that." She knew her stuff. I was like, "All right, that's cool." I mean, like, there's a purpose for it, but like, is it something that you want to get all the time? Fuck no.
I don't know what it is. It may just be the type of people we are. It's like, you want something, you want to learn more and more about it. And there's other people just like, I just want to smoke. Like, I just want to vape. Like, I don't really give a shit if it's the most popular thing. But then they're into something else that's crazy you could give 2 cares about. You're like, I don't care what kind of purse you have. Like, does it hold stuff? Okay, that's cool. Like, I'm a very utilitarian guy. If it works,
that's
I don't
it.
really care.
That's why I don't really
this
mix.
This Zenith, honestly, is been tremendous. Like, I did not think I was going to like this mod because it's voltage only. But my hands eat coating off of devices like you can't believe. Like, this is my drag tube. It just looks like I drove it behind a truck. This thing has never been...
That's from the Rustic line.
I mean, my hand just eats it away. And, like, my Tesla 220 was the same way. I ate that all the way down to the bare metal. Just from the acids in my skin, but there is not anything missing off of this. Like, I am fucking shocked. Like,
that's a good finish.
So I've been happy with it. Really, really happy with it. So, if you're looking for a recommendation for an inexpensive device, that's for sure.
I'm gonna have to go next week. I fucked up. I was gonna talk about when Cody was on, but he couldn't make it. He just texted me. But I have the topside gold. I've been sticking with these because they work. I just buy a new one when I break it. But I got thrown in the pool and I had it on me, so I busted that. So I'm going this week to get another device. So I'm gonna try something new. I don't think I'll go like mech mod or anything like that. Obviously, but
yeah. The only mech mod that I don't even know if we can call this a true mech mod. That's the only mech mod that I own right there.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's got a RDA for vaping on top with like the worst matching drip tip. They always make fun of me for my fucking stovetop drip tips because they're so goddamn tall. I got big lips, man, or something, because it just burns the shit out of me if I don't have a tall drip tip. I think it's because I chain vape and it just gets hot.
Dude, especially when you get a little bit of spit on you, spitting up on you. I used to fucking all the time, obviously I partake in the shed time. So I'll sit there, and when I first started squonking, I'd always take my whole cap off to make sure I squonked it right, and then I'd put it back on the vape it, but obviously being high, I didn't know any better. I'd burn the crap out of my lips. I haven't done it in like 6 months now, which is a good
Dragon
run.
lip?
Yeah, but it always hit right in the middle, so I look like, those girls in the 90s that like were like getting a little bit too old for porn, and then so they just inject it, look like hot dog lips,
And some of those girls try and stay on way past their primes. Like, I don't care how much plastic you put in that body, it's fucking worn out. Like, stop.
When you have your actual granddaughter in with you, you should probably stop.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start throwing in these X1s in the chat, and we'll have my awesome surprise guest choose the winning number. Let's see. It's funny, Mowgli's probably going to win it. He's got like 5,000 in there. All right, Anthony, if you don't mind choosing between 1 and 347.
69, dude.
Should have known. All right, and yeah, of course, as you guys know, it's Mowgli. Mowgli.
When you have all but 3, it's a pretty good chance you're gonna win.
So you know what, Mowgli? I'm gonna be a dick. I'll still send you one because I got a couple of these left. But pick someone else from the chat to get this one, and then I'll give you a different one. I got a couple of these, so we'll do 2 today. Mowgli, pick a winner, and then you'll get one as well. So shout out, you guys, whoever he picks, you're also going to get another piece of shit Desire Design M-Tank. Hit them up for their support. You'll never hear from them. If you get it and it doesn't work, don't blame me.
It's the POS version.
Actually, let me make sure that the pins are in it. I used to photograph these because I was doing their social media for them before, like, they tried to do it on their own and ruined it. And so, like, they had these pins in it. Of course, I know some of them aren't flush, but they're rounded for some reason. So, you try to put them on your little tabletop or whatever and photograph them, they'd suck. So I had to make sure that, because I took pins out of like 80 of them. So I have to make sure there's pins in there. But they have it. So, yeah.
Don't you feel bad, though, sometimes when you're scrolling through social media and you see somebody's ad and you're like, man, I could do so much better than that. I feel sorry for them. Like, that's just awful.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. Like, because that's my job and I'm looking through stuff and I'm like, God, that's like the worst thing I've ever seen. It's like, God, who made that? Like, it's just terrible. And we want to be supportive, but sometimes, I'm one of those guys that I'll tell you, like, if it's shit.
Yeah.
Like, because how are you ever going to know? Like, if everybody tells you you're doing great and you got like,
You're not gonna know
3
any better.
subscribers, you got a problem. Like,
Yeah.
fucking tell them what's wrong so they can fix it.
Fucking, if it's your friend, of course you gotta tell them. But man, I see stuff and like sometimes like I see people like these companies and they come out with like a new juice line and they use like cartoons and stuff. I'm like, dude, stop. That's like that's why you're not supposed to be doing it. Like,
man, at one point I wanted to boycott Geekbait, and the problem is Geekbait makes such quality products, but they were putting like the Hulk and Transformers and all, and I'm like, dude, fucking stop that. We're fighting hard enough as it is. Like, you are just causing more problems. Like, the worst one I ever saw was that AFK bracelet vape thing that somebody came out with, and I was like,
was that the Apple? It looked like an Apple Watch one or whatever.
This actually was just like this big red plastic bracelet that said AFK across it. So when you popped it open, it kind of looked like a flash drive, and I'm like, what is this for? This is for somebody who wants to sneak this shit into school. No adult is going to wear a big plastic red bracelet unless you're Johnny Depp. Nobody else is going to wear that shit. Like, it was just awful. And the vape watch, like, when I worked at a vape store, they begged me to get that in. And I'm like, dude, these are terrible. These are not going to sell. They begged and begged, so I finally got some in, and I think they still had some when I left. Like, I'm like, nobody wants to vape off of a watch.
Oh, that thing is too is like with the wrist one.
Get a real device.
And you're sweating on it. You're sweating on it all day.
Just gross. It's like, God, why would no? No, but I haven't found a better sub-ohm tank than the Falcon King. It was so funny. By the time I left, it was like we had Falcon Kings. That was like we had one like what was the name of that company? Vapor Storm that made this one called the Hawk. Yeah. That was like Baby Beast compatible. Those were like the 2 tanks that we offered because nobody else wanted anything. It was like, what color Falcon King do you want? Because that's all where I'm going. Because otherwise, you're not going to get good flavor out of it. I really don't care. Like, TFV 4s are done. TFV 12s were just for cloud chasing, not for flavor. It's just, no, I don't want anything else.
So in the chat, I'm going to address it real quick. Mowgli chose David Moyle for the other prize, or for this one, and then I'll send David, oh my God, you guys are getting your shit. God damn it. So anyway.
Sorry, man. I don't mean to take over your show.
Oh no, you're not at all. It's not you. I'm stoned. So, so I'll have that sent out. Mowgli says to ship more stuff. I've actually got ship a couple things out, so that'll go out this week. We had somebody win on Monday. I had an old school throwback giveaway. We had this Chaos tank, and I'm gonna get some more of these to give away because I can get them for $5 a pop. So, like, that's cheap. But anyways, thank you guys for being a part of the contest. We appreciate it. And so we are about, an hour and 15 minutes. You know what? Let's close it out because I'm fucking starving.
You should be.
Yeah. So
you shit on that much. I'm
going to put you with a wrench in the Can you access chat at all?
Not at the moment.
Okay. So if you guys want, go ahead and find Anthony Ramella. _am_Anthony Ramella. Right? Am I getting it wrong?
and then I am like I'm underscore.
Okay.
Or just go to the CBD Candy Connoisseur. Either way.
Yeah, so check out all of his stuff. Social media-wise, he does all the great graphics that you've seen that we've been sharing. And also you see him for, like, the Shed Time. Or you see him for the Green Room. You see him for the Shed Time podcast. You see him for Omis. You see him for Mixing Up. You see him for fucking, what is it, Vape Stew. You see him for everything. So make sure you guys go show him some love on Instagram. Also, CBD. Drop your shit, man. Chill yourself to the end of time.
Yeah, so I work with a company called Exotic Leaf USA. ExoticLeafUSA.com is the website, and it's XOTIC, like you see on the screen here. No E on there. We make the best tasting CBD edibles in the business, period. You want to Pepsi challenge me? I am up for it. Just hit me up. I'll send you some samples. But we have a really good line. A lot of the other shows I've sent stuff to. Yeah, Chris, if you're interested, by all means, I'll send you some stuff. But once they try them, they're like, dude, it's hands down the best tasting stuff. And it actually works.
Yeah.
We put lab reports for every product. Every batch gets tested. We are legit. We make a premium product. We do charge a little bit more money, but it's because it is a premium product. Like I always say, good CBD ain't cheap. Cheap CBD ain't good. So you got to, pay a little bit of money, but it's definitely worth it. And if you deal with like anxiety, bad days, you don't have to be sick to use my product. Okay. If you have a rough day, if you deal with anxiety, eat a couple of gummy bears, eat a couple of rings, they taste good. You're going to calm your ass down. And, I'm really happy with that. Shake and Bake Media is the media company that I own. And we do everything. If you need labels for products, if you need Instagram ads, if you need custom vinyl, anything media related, if you need stuff for your website, we do all of that stuff. And I can, send you a little portfolio and show you like the stuff that we really do. Like I said, the stuff that's on Instagram is really just for fun. Like the stuff that I really do for my real business is pretty phenomenal. So, but I just love vaping. I jumped in with both feet when I got on board. I want to help people stop smoking. I want people to understand that no one has ever died from using vape liquid correctly. And banning something that no one has ever died from is one of the worst slippery slope kind of situations that we've ever went through in the U.S. To me, it's really crazy. I really don't understand it. It makes me upset with the country, but it will help you, and you're not going to die because no one ever has. Because if they had, they'd be touting it on fucking billboards. So it's just never happened.
They want to be using bullshit stats that don't add up.
Absolutely, but no, I love the Friday Fallout. It's a lot of fun. You can cuss on here and tell dirty jokes and all of that, and that's 100% my speed. So yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man,
it's been a blast.
Thank you for being here, and I also want to shout out David Mullen chat. He paid it forward to RB Mark II to get that RDA or that kink, whatever the fuck it is, whatever the fuck you won. So
yeah, giving pieces of shit to somebody else. Yeah. I see how it goes.
David Moyle was like, you know what, I'm good. I'm gonna start getting stuff that nobody wants. Choose a winner, and no one's gonna take it.
It'll just come back to you like, hey, have you ever tried one of these tanks?
You want some of this J. Hayes perfume? It smells like it's a dead fish at the grocery store. Get it now. No. But all right, guys, that's it.
That's brutal.
Make sure you guys check out Breestone's Coils all over the world. Still Valley Vapors, localvape.com, where you can use code Amigos20 off for your whole order, not just Breestone's, but you better get some, bitch. And then you can also get them at Lucid RDA. I think they might get a restock soon. Still Valley 777s, Verizon Phoenix, all over the world. And if you're in Australia, which a lot of you guys are, Victory Vape. Otherwise, Anthony, thank you, man. This was a blast. I appreciate you. And the rest of you assholes, have a great weekend. And